Welcome to Module 3, Utilization, the third pillar of good health. So once you have eaten your food and the food has been broken down by your digestive enzymes, by the liver, the pancreas, then the digested food goes into the gut, it goes into the small intestine. The blood is going to go in there and it's going to start absorbing all the nutrients. Now, once the nutrients are in the blood is not enough. They need to be able to go into the cell. So utilization is about the body producing hormones that will make certain nutrients to be able to go into the cell. So I'm going to give you two examples of utilization. The first one is about calcium. So once you have calcium in the blood, you now need to bring the calcium into the cell. In order to bring the calcium into the cell, you have your parathyroid gland, which is like the gland behind your thyroid gland in your neck. They're like very, very tiny glands and they're producing a hormone called calcitonin. And calcitonin will go into the blood and it will make the calcium able to go into the cell and to do like different tasks that it needs to be done like into the cell. So for example, when you look at the blood and you're looking at all the nutrients that you have in the blood, sometimes you have them in the blood, but you don't have them in the cells. And the nutrients needs to go into the cells. So in order to bring the nutrients inside of the cells, all of your glandular system is involved producing certain hormones to make that possible. A second example of utilization would be the sugar. When you have sugar in the blood, the sugar needs to go into the cell. The cell burns the sugar and creates the energy. In order to bring the sugar into the cell, you have your pancreas that needs to produce insulin. So the insulin will make the sugar able to go into the cell so that the cell can burn it and to create the energy. So this is why utilization is so important, because it makes the nutrient inside of your blood being able to go into the cell and to do like whatever task like it needs to be done. But don't forget that everything is intertwined. You need to start with good digestion, and then you need to have like good absorption in order to have like good utilization. So let's talk about acid, alkaline. Your body could be in two different states, acid or alkaline. And the human species has been designed to be alkaline. We are an alkaline species. So the first thing to understand is that our species has been designed to be alkaline. We are an alkaline species, which means that all of our body fluids should always be alkaline. So now when your cells are functioning, they're producing acids. For example, if I'm studying a lot, my brain cells will produce phosphoric acid. If I'm training in a gym like with weights, I'm going to produce like lactic acid in my muscle cells. If I'm doing like a lot of like cardiovascular like exercise, I am going to produce a lot of carbonic acid. So normally speaking, like just like living, my body is like producing acids. The other form of acid comes from the food that we eat that we don't digest. So when you're eating food that you're not digesting well, they end up going into the gut. And like I said before, the food starts fermenting and rotting, and then it produces acids. So your body has been designed with 4 channels of elimination to get rid of the acid. You're getting rid of the acid when you have a bowel movement, when you pee, when you sweat, or when you're breathing out. And the way you've been designed is to keep your body always alkaline. Now, there is no disease that can develop when the body is alkaline. Disease will always develop when the body is becoming like way too acidic. The acidity comes from your cells like functioning and producing acids, or the acidity comes from the food that you are eating that are not like good for your species. When you're eating some food that are like not being well digested, those foods are going to ferment and rot and produce acids. The most important thing is to keep the body alkaline. You all know about the famous phrase, we are what we eat. But let me tell you something, we are not what we eat, we are what we digest. And because we're not digesting well, because we're not eating the right food for our species, then it ends up like fermenting and putrefying and creating acids. So I just want you to understand one thing. When your body becomes acidic, your body becomes sick. And when your body like remains alkaline and clean, your body is extremely healthy. So when I talk about acid, alkaline, I talk about the body's pH. And what you need to understand is that what makes your body like clean and alkaline is when the four pillars are done like very well: digestion, absorption, utilization, and elimination. And food plays a major role in that. So I just want you to understand that when you're eating cooked foods are always acidic. When you're eating meat, when you're eating potatoes, when you're eating bread, like mucoid forming food, the gluey, pasty, sticky stuff, this is making your body very acidic. When you're eating like alkaline food, which are like raw fruits and raw vegetables, all the time when you eat raw food, fruits and vegetables, this is alkaline foods. The way your body has been designed is to get rid of the acid. That's why you've been designed and created with 4 channels of elimination. The reason why people today are becoming more and more acidic is because they have poor digestion, poor absorption, poor utilization, and poor elimination. And don't forget that alkalizing the body means energizing the body. The reason why all of our organs are not doing well, they're shutting down, is because the body is becoming too acidic. What we need to do is to make the body alkaline again. We do that by changing the diet. We need to eat like more raw food, like fruits and vegetables are always alkaline. So I want you to remember that alkaline means living. So a living food is always alkalizing. And the moment you cook a food, like if you make like an apple jam, for example, it becomes acidic. So everything that is cooked will make your body more acidic. So remember, eat more raw food. 80% of your diet should be raw food to make your body alkaline again. And alkalizing your body is energizing your body. So pH scale goes from 0 to 14. Everything below 7 is very acidic, becoming more and more acidic, and everything above 7 becomes more and more alkaline. If you would become too acidic, you would die within 15 minutes. The way to stay alkaline is to make sure that the 4 channels of elimination are doing a good job so that your body can eliminate acids. So you need to understand that when your cells are working, when they're doing their task, they're producing acids, and this is normal. For example, just moving my hand and my fingers are producing acids inside of my body. So we need to open up the 4 channels of elimination. We do that by starting eating a good diet. When you start eating like lots of fruits and vegetables raw, automatically you start opening your bowels, your kidneys, your skin, and your lungs. And when the body is becoming more alkaline, you're kind of like energizing all of your cells and organs. Your body starts eliminating better the acids, and then your body becomes much more alkaline.